Ta-da! What's up, friends? My name is Reino Hoffman from Ezeetrade Racing, and today we are unboxing a Baja that has been in an accident. This customer got this car for free and it is in a bit of a state. He sent me some photos before he boxed it up and shipped it over to us, and I have to do a damage assessment to see if it's worth his money to get it fixed up or if we're just going to sell it for parts and he's going to buy a new car. So let's go through this car and see what's wrong with it. And it is bubble wrapped like heck. Bubble wrapped. Alright, ta-da! There she is. It. That is it. It came with this remote. Let's take this body shell off. There it is. It's a bit cracked there. What I love about the Roven body shells is they're cut out here so that you can bend them. The King Motor body shells, they don't bend, but you can cut it yourself. This is what it looks like up close. So other than just being in need of a major clean, because it's just dirty, you know. From the back, it looks pretty good. It's just this shock mount that needs replacing. So I'm going to have to replace this shock towers here, because this one is completely bent from sitting on this shock mount for so long at a skew angle. But we will see once I take this off. Okay, so it needs a roof plate. I will test the battery and see if it works and how much charge it still has. It's got an 18 kilogram throttle servo, not tested yet. It's got a 35 kilogram King Motor steering servo, which is not connected to the battery box. That's going to also need testing. This battery box does need replacing. This side's mount is completely broken off. This upper plate is obviously shot, so upper plate replacement. The chassis is bent. We need a front bulkhead. We need a front bumper protecting skid plate. And then this wheel is not running straight, so let me take that off quickly. So taking the wheel off, this is what I found. Okay, so it's gonna need a new hub, new bearings, and then the E-clips inside, they come in a packet of 10. So all in all, it doesn't look like it's gonna be too major. It's gonna work out, well, in my mind, it's gonna be about $180, about 3,000 Rand or $200 with labor. But we'll put the correct price here on the screen of what everything was. I didn't assess the servos and the engine yet. I'm going to do that now, so stay tuned for that. And then if those are running, that is the most expensive parts of the car. So let's get this engine going. Let's check the servos, get some batteries on the remote, test this battery, make sure that works. We're going to run some cycles through it to see how it charges and discharges. So the first thing I want to do is test the engine. Gonna put the car back to the Reino Hoffman base settings, which if you want to know what that is, all you got to do is click this link up here. It will really help you if you struggle to start a car. Let's try and start it. Choke on. This full start only grips now and again. Okay, so it turned over. Let's take the choke off. Okay, it sounds to me like there's too much fuel in the carburetor, so I'm going to close the low end needle. Okay, this pull start is giving me pain, so I'm going to change this pull start so that it can crank over properly. So I put a Roven pull start on there, and let's give it another go. Could be spark plug could be dead. Naff. Might not be the plug. You never know. Okay, so with the spark plug changed, my assumption is that the ring is shot, so there's not enough compression. It is a 23cc, so I don't expect a lot of compression. That is soaking wet. It is getting fuel, but there is absolutely no fire. And it's a 23cc, so you know there's not going to be a lot of compression because it's so small. So I don't know, you can't judge by pulling the pull start if it's actually the ring or not. But it should have given some sort of a explosion if the spark plug was the problem. So I think the cylinder is going to have to come off. That is obviously more costs, which I'm just going to run by the owner first before I start stripping. Did you hear that? You
See, I don't give up. Maybe I should have given up.
If you watched my carb tuning video, I discussed this exact thing in that video, and what happened is exactly what I wanted to happen. So what I assume, and now I'm full of fumes in here, but I love the smell of two-stroke.
Stop it. Get some help.
What I assume happened is they struggled to get this engine started, so the carb was flooding the engine. The carb needs help. It needs a service. And it was flooding the engine, so the bottom of the crankcase was full of fuel. So even me with a low-end needle empty or closed, it was still spluttering on the spark plug, not giving it any fire. So I closed both needles, and with me pulling and pulling and pulling, that fuel starts running out into your exhaust or on top of the spark plug, and eventually it lit up. You saw it, it lit up, and then all that fuel has to burn off. So it's just throwing so much fuel on top of the carburetor, lots of smoke going everywhere. And it also has to burn out all the fuel in the carburetor. So that's exactly what I wanted. Now we can go to base setting, which I'm not going to go and do because there is a problem with this carb. I'm just going to give myself trouble. But the one thing I know is the engine can run. The engine is fine. I will still pitch to the owner that we change the ring. So I'm going to check the ring. It's easy.
What do you mean by that?
Just take a cylinder off, check the ring, put it back. But yeah, it might be a good thing to change the ring. It's always a good thing. It's not an expensive part. For now, next check is the servo. So, happy days. Engine's fine. Let's turn it on. Whoa. Okay, everything went to neutral. That is a good thing. That's throttle. So now this brand new battery off the shelf will not be charged. It's in storage charge. So I don't expect a lot of it. Okay, this car is not braking. Okay, battery's flat, dude. The battery off the shelf is flat. Is storage charge that horrible? Dude! Let me get another battery. I found my snacks. Now, what I did is I just put the battery, or I just pulled the battery that came with the car off of the charger. So that's in the car now. Hopefully it's got more power than that brand new one off the shelf. Transmitter on. Receiver on. Something's not right. It wasn't the battery. And I'm just going to turn it off again. Maybe it just needs a clean inside. I don't know. But yeah, steering is top notch. Obviously it's disconnected from the swing arms or control arms because it had a massive prank. Anyway, so I'm going to give the guy the good and bad news. Let's see what happens. Maybe he does an overhaul. I would love to do that video. And it's actually really, really cheap to maintain a Baja. You should get one if you don't have one. If you got one, get another one. So I was hoping for a restoration on this car, not just the swap out, because he was gonna ask me, or he wanted to find out if I would give him a discount on a new car. So he opted for restoration, which is gonna be beautiful. We are gonna do that for him. And as you can see on the table here in front of me, this is everything we have to replace on this car. It is gonna be epic. So number one is strip it out, clean it all, and then we are gonna rebuild from scratch. So I'm not gonna bore you with that. I'm gonna do it super fast. So stay tuned and watch this.
Never break, win at life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win at life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill.
There we go, she has been stripped, or he, or it. Took me about 16 minutes, but now the cleaning starts and that's going to take a whole lot more than 16 minutes. So I still got to take the front shocks off here, which is very minor, but I'm going to keep the front and rear bulkhead together as it is because there's nothing that needs replacing there other than the axle boots. And then we are going to clean it down with some nice degreaser and get it all sparkly and new. This chassis I don't need to clean because it is wonk, completely bent and broken. I'm going to replace that. I'll see you after all this is shiny. Okay, the cleaning job has been done. As you can see here, everything is all new and shiny. So that took a long time. I didn't even time myself, but it is 25 to 11 at night. And I got everything nice and shiny, nice and clean. Even this engine, yo, man, this thing was so gunked up. I'm very impressed with that new degreaser I bought. Very happy about it. Now we can start assembling. The only thing I gotta do still is the shocks. I need to service the shocks, so I'm gonna strip them completely, change the boots, clean it out, check the oil, all that jazz, and then we'll have a complete car again. Luckily there's a whole lot new parts that I didn't have to clean. Stay tuned. I'm going to do this tomorrow, which for you is a couple of seconds. For me, I'm gonna go get some shut-eye now. And I am back, ready to assemble. This is a Baja, believe it or not. There's still a few little spacers and bits and bobs there in the tub. And obviously I've got the engine and the exhaust over there. So this is the big deal, and I am about to put it together. But I'm not going to bore you with the whole assembly, so I'm just going to give you some screenshots. And let's see, I wonder how fast this is going to be, or how long this is going to take me. Stick around to see the complete finished car, a test run. Yeehaw! Right, the front end has been completed. And it looks like this, to put a new upper plate, obviously the new chassis, and then a new brace here in the front. And everything is complete. The only thing I didn't have was these shock caps. I thought it came with the car, but it actually needs new ones. It does not have the old ones. And I'm out of stock, so I'm waiting for stock to arrive. Should be in a week or so. Yeah, look at that, man. Came together really nicely. And look at that steering, man. That steering is super smooth. That servo is not going to work at all. Cool. I'm going to get onto the back, and I'm going to install that first onto its own plate, and then I'm going to join the two plates together. Okay, the back end is complete. Well, not complete, but it's as complete as it's going to be currently. So yeah, everything's running smooth, everything's working lekker. I put some new boots on the drive shafts. Now I'm going to join the two chassis plates, and then we are ready for fuel tank, battery box, and then the engine. The battery box and the fuel tank has been installed. It took me quite long because I had to fit this servo. The previous servo was burnt. This thing's holes, and even this one you can see is not so lekker. They don't line up with the bracket, so I had to hone them a little bit, cut them a little bit until they fit. And it fit, and then I set up the steering to make sure everything turns nice and tight, and everything is nice and good. You can't see the throttle servo moving, but you can hear it. Alright, cool. So that is all set up. Very beautiful. Next up is brake system, gear plate, gears, engine, exhaust. So I'm going to do that brake system. See you in 3 seconds. There she is. It has been another long while because I had to line up this exhaust. I ended up putting 2 spacers in the exhaust. On the exhaust. I had to put 2 spacers so that the exhaust doesn't touch here. When I got the car, I actually saw all this plastic parts melted, and I realize now why. I don't know what the design is or whatever. I don't know what's going wrong here. But I put 2 spacers there. Now the exhaust is in its place. The gears, I mean, they're kind of loose, but I expected them to be a little bit more loose. There's no friction. They're like the bearings is loose and the brakes are loose. But anyway, engine is in, new filter is in, exhaust is bolted on, the throttle servo is set, brakes is nice, throttle opens all the way. So the next thing for me to do is I'm going to put on the rear shock mount the rear shocks. I'm not going to put the roll cage on yet. And then we're going to give it a test tomorrow in the sunshine. Right dudes, it is the next day and the car is test ready, as you can see. I'm going to go outside and just start it up, check that everything's fine first, run it nice and hot before we go and give it a rip. So come on outside with me. Please keep in mind that this is a 23cc. 23cc! So I don't think I need to do a lot more testing than that. This thing is a beast. So I did dirty it up a bit after cleaning everything. So I'm just going to brush it off before I mess it up some more. And I absolutely love these rims. These rims are beautiful. I gotta see if I can make an exchange here. Anyway, so I'm gonna just dust the car off and then complete it with its roll cage, body shell, wing, everything, make it all nice and pretty, show you the end result, give it another start from a cold start. But this thing is ready to roll. Yo, that engine is sweet. There she is. It is complete and it is a beaut. I added some Ezeetrade bling so that we know who built this car. And then also one of my favorites. I love the smell of two-stroke in the morning because I do. And then we're gonna give it another cold start. Just to show you here, this is ice cold. I just finished putting her together. I'm going to try without the choke. It is a 23T. Oh my word, that thing is just this small. Come on! Dudes, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.